Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rhythm. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on sport.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pits, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bust them, and everybody else in between. The Friday Night Free Show has begun. SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM, Channel 159, and a party at the Garden has begun, as well as the New York Knicks rolling the Boston Celtics this evening. 92-51 right now. The party has started inside and outside the Garden. It's hard to believe the Knicks are going back to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. It's like, really? Like, there's a lot of these sort of, when you hear these historical facts, sometimes, like, they blow your mind, right? Like, the fact that, like, this is the first time since, like, 2004 that 3 teams from Canada have been in the second round of the NHL playoffs. Or the fact that out of 110 players, get this, 110 players have scored 400 or more goals in the NHL. Austin Matthews is the only one not to score a goal in the second round of the playoffs. Like, if I was on a sports trivia show, like, I would never get that. Like, Austin Matthews never scored a goal outside the first round of the playoffs. And right on cue. Right on cue. Right on effing cue. I just willed that to happen. Austin Matthews breaks the scoreless draw. 1-0 Toronto Maple Leafs with 13:40 left. Wow. Mid-sentence. You got to love it. The reverse announcer jinx. Like, he's the only player ever. Like, it's pretty crazy. I saw that tonight before the game. Earlier today, I retweeted it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. 110 players have scored 400 or more goals in the NHL, and he's the only one with 400 regular season goals, and he's never scored a goal outside of the first round of the playoffs before. Well, there it is. He just scored 1-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 13:40 remaining in this hockey game, and the stakes get a little bit higher, and attention rises as Leaf Nation, no doubt, ecstatic in Toronto. They haven't done the live shot outside the arena yet for whatever reason. So 1-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And look, the Knicks, big party. We've always said the Knicks and the Leafs are the same. You know, although the difference is the Knicks just played a team without Jason Tatum. Like, you know what I mean? They got to lose Bobrovsky and Kachuk and Seth Jones and Barkov. And, oh, God, Florida nearly just tied it just like that. All right, so the total was 2.5 coming into this period. It's still 2.5 right now. Over 2.5 is minus 200, though. 1-0. Toronto Maple Leafs minus 320 on the money line. All right, so we'll get back to this. Big night tonight. Like I said, massive, big party going to be going on in New York. There's always a party in New York. But it's going to be a big party in Manhattan tonight outside the Garden after the Knicks punch their ticket, go to the conference finals. Good news, bad news. Listen, it's good for basketball. It's good for the NBA when the Knicks are good. And, man, now the Panthers are pressing right now. They've come close a couple of times, but I don't know if I'm prepared. I don't want to, I can't handle a Spike Lee, Reggie Miller sort of thing for 2 weeks being jammed down my throat. And that's what we're going to, did you know Reggie Miller or Spike? Yeah, we know. Reggie Miller does the games too, doesn't he? So I was going to take a couple of more shots. I'm like, we'll save the, we don't need to start firing bullets this early into the program. All right, so the Knick game is a wash. This hockey game is legit. But the WNBA, right? We're here to bet. That's what we do here on the grid. The WNBA and it's been a high-scoring night in the association tonight, the Women's Association. So Golden State. I don't know if they were San Francisco, so they're called Golden State, huh? They're not I thought they were the San Francisco Valkyries. What is a Valkyrie, anyways? What is a Valkyrie? If you punch up Valkyrie, basically a hot, sort of Japanese anime girl pops up. Seems to me that's what a Valkyrie is. See, it's a good name. Good name for a women's basketball team. So I guess they're Golden State, whatever. I thought they were San Francisco. So it's their first game. They played some preseason game. It's their first season. Toronto joins the league next year, actually. The Toronto Tempo. That's the name of the team in Toronto, the Tempo. We took Golden State here tonight, or San Francisco, whatever the hell they're called. Don't they actually play in San Francisco? They don't play in Oakland. So I don't know, whatever the deal is. I'm perturbed by this. All this real stuff going on in the world. I'm bothered by this name. Is it really the sports book? I got to look into this. But nevertheless, I don't see why the LA Sparks should be laying 6 points in this game. The LA Sparks are not a very good team. They're up and coming. They got a bunch of young players. Cameron Brink is still injured right now. Swear to God, this girl, you see her everywhere except on a basketball court. So anyways, Cameron Brink is still injured. And, it's the first game. It's the inaugural game. The team's going to be all fired up. And, that first night, the memories. And not to mention, if you look at their preseason results, the Valkyries, they were winning games. They were losing games by one. It was always close. I know it's the preseason, but the starters play in the preseason in the WNBA. So I don't think they're going to be overmatched in their first game. Maybe by the end of the year they're going to suck, but I took the +6 with the Valkyries. We went over the number as well. Both games went over tonight in the WNBA so far. So it's a lot of scoring. The big-time game is tomorrow. You got the big games tomorrow. The Aces and the Liberty. And, of course, it's all about Caitlin Clark and the Chicago Sky. They get the national TV treatment. Indiana Fever, 8-point favorites. Total 168.5. So that's for the D-Gens right there. It's a little WNBA action. Give me the Valkyries plus the 6 and over the 163.5. If you really want to go D-Gen tonight, and we feel like going D-Gen tonight, and that being said, because there's not a lot of playoff games going on here. We got one NBA game. It's a blowout. We got a big Leaf game going on with the Panthers. It's cool. But let's take the Abbotsford Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks might suck, but Abbotsford does not. The Abbotsford Canucks are the AHL affiliate of the Vancouver Canucks, obviously, and they're good. They're having a really, really good year. They're still playing in the playoffs right now. They're hosting the Colorado Eagles, the Avs team. So it's Avs versus Canucks, essentially, AHL style. The Canucks are minus 110 home dogs. The Eagles are minus 120 favorites on the road. We took the Abbotsford Canucks in this game. So Major League Baseball. We got some late night games tonight, though. Major League Baseball, including it's rivalry weekend, right? So we got the Angels and the Dodgers. They haven't started yet. They're getting ready to start. Seattle's up 1-0 on San Diego. I freaking hate these 9:40 starts for this show. To start the damn game at 10 o'clock, all right? 7 o'clock Pacific. But I like the Mariners tonight. The Mariners were dogs tonight. They're minus 125 right now. It's 1-0. That's not that bad. I'm going to jump in on the Mariners at minus 125. It's the Morency gut feel pick of the night. I looked at that. I'm like, hey, you know what? Seattle's going to beat San Diego tonight. And so they're up 1-0. You can get a minus 125 right now. The Dodgers, listen, these guys, minus 350. Like, dear God. The Dodgers minus 1.5 is minus 180 right now. I'm looking here. I'm like, are you sure this game hasn't started and it's like 4-0 or something? Like, you got to be kidding me. It's minus 350. Yeah, minus 1.5, minus 180. As the Dodgers, we saw what they did throughout the week, just absolutely murdering teams after they dropped the first game. That's what they do sometimes. That's a massive number with the Dodgers. Parlay material. Eric Gordon's going to be out. Parlay the Dodgers and Oklahoma City.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. The Friday Night Freak Show has begun, and we've got a lot of stuff going on, including a high-intensity elimination game right now in Sunrise, Florida. 1-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, little over 7 minutes remaining. The Panthers are pressing, although is this a penalty or is this offside coming up here right now? I think it's just offside. Florida have come close to scoring a couple of times in the last couple of minutes. Joseph Wall has stepped up big tonight, and mid-sentence, as I was saying, 110 players in NHL history have scored 400 or more goals. Austin Matthews was the only one of them not to ever have a single goal past the first round of the playoffs, which is pretty, that's not, that's like almost impossible to do and not a list you want to be on. And as I was telling you guys that, boom, Austin Matthews actually scores the goal. He took a stick to the face earlier, should have been a penalty. It wasn't called. Matthew Nyes is injured right now. Like, the Leafs are really, really trying to gut this one out right now. And they're close to doing it, but not really. Like, 7 minutes might as well be 70 minutes, like, for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, this is a lot of hockey left in this game right now. They're not there. Like, the New York Knicks eliminated the stress tonight. The Knicks just punched the Celtics in the mouth and said, yeah, there's no stress. There's going to be a party for us. We'll bring in Tommy Lorenzo and Cam Stewart. I'll throw it to you first, Tommy. Did you pull the trigger tonight with the New York Knicks and or the Leafs, Florida Panthers? Any action for you on these two games right now?
Neither of those games, actually. I got a future ticket on the Dallas Stars, so when they're on TV, that's what I'm focused on in terms of Stanley Cup playoffs. But NBA, man, it's going to be really interesting. I think, OKC being favored and all, they haven't looked, that great. I think they're very vulnerable to be, favored right now and for to win the championship. So pretty interesting on both sides. But I agree with you though. Florida, I was watching a little bit of that game. Hockey-wise, they came out a little flat. We'll see what happens, though.
We've discussed the Oklahoma City Thunder future price a lot this week, actually. Yeah, and we'll get back to it because I want to get into the live action. But it's a pendulum swing, and now it looks like Aaron Gordon's not going to play in this game on Sunday. He's got a tight hamstring, and the number is shot up. It's 8.5 right now. The money line keeps climbing. I don't think everybody in the world is clued into this right now on this big, on a big Friday night of sports. But Oklahoma City suddenly are going to win this game for sure, I think. So they're going to the conference finals, and I agree. It's kind of been, hit or miss for them a little bit. But I'm going to tip my cap instead of saying, they're not, that they haven't played great. That, they've shown a lot of toughness. It's not easy to beat the Nuggets and Jokic, and they've shown resiliency. They're not used to playing in close games. They murder everybody all the time. They played in some close games now, and it'll be a fun matchup after to see how they match up with the Minnesota Timberwolves. That'll be a fun series. And just for the record, the sportsbooks haven't hesitated. New York Knicks open as 4.5-point favorites in Game 1 over the Pacers on Wednesday night. Total 220.5 right now. So the Toronto Maple Leafs, as I stated, gutsy performance. Nobody believed in them. We did pull the trigger tonight at plus 195, saying, you know what? It doesn't make any sense. But my belief, actually, and I don't want to mush this, was that it's going the way it is right now. I thought that Joseph Wall would be the difference. I was like, if the Leafs win, they're going to have to win like 2 or 3-0 or something. And it'll be Joseph Wall plays well. I thought one of their grinders could score for them. But Cam, Matthew Nyes, such a big part of this team, he got hurt, and he's out there, and he can barely skate. Austin Matthews takes a stick to the face. Mm-hmm. Like, this has been a very, very uphill climb for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they've done a great job tonight. They played with a ton of heart this evening. This is what their fan base wants to see from them, and they've delivered tonight.
Great call, Morency. I've never been prouder of a team. That was one of the best first period road periods I've seen from this team all season long. They're protecting Wall. Wall's made saves when he's have to. Guys are playing hurt on this team. I love Tavares is throwing things at the net. Not to mention, too, two Panthers almost killed their own goalie and Max Domi at the same time when they hit him from behind and Bobrovsky's mask flew off. But the Leafs are hanging on by a thread right now. Everybody's banged up, but this is playoff hockey. You got to take it to the finish line. The Florida Panthers are champions for reasons, and they score a lot of late goals. But we talked about it on the show last night, Gabe. I got that 540 in the series price. If the Leafs win tonight, I got a plus 540 in my back pocket heading into Game 7. 200 pays $1,080.
That's the long way away from that. That could be the problem, as I stated last night. This would be a classic Leafs if they win this game and then go back home where suddenly they're not very good. But that's a great number that you got. We talked about it last night. The Leafs got as high as 33-1 to win the Stanley Cup. Tommy, these wild swings. And I love the live market, Tommy, of the modern era where, like, they have, like, right now, you got Stanley Cup championship odds going on live, and they really do change after, like, a goal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a team will get scored on. It's like, oh, look, this other team just went to plus 850 because this team just got scored on. It's wild stuff to see how it plays out. But, guys, like I said, the Leafs got as high as 33-1. They're 7-1 right now, and the Toronto Maple Leafs just made it 2-0 in this game.
Yes, thank
the
you.
Leafs, 2-0 Toronto. Suck on that, Bennett. You like that?
Yeah. Yes. I can't believe this is happening. I was nervous. It's not over. It's not over, Gabe, but I had a feeling, and you said it too. I like them better on the road in these situations. They don't have to deal with the numbnuts and all the stuff back home. You just go into Florida, play tougher. Wow, Pacioretty. Is this the hot tub time machine? Anyway, if we can win this game, Game 7, it's going to be off.
They don't have to deal with fans like you that turn on them after games.
Cut his mic, please. I said some mean things, but it's.
I don't care if Mitch Marner ever comes back. Trade Austin Matthews.
Hey, he hasn't done anything. At least Matthews scored a goal. That's what they're paid to do. I'm actually a good Leaf fan. You should see that some other ones are like, I'm not watching the game tonight. Bunch of losers. No, I'm not quitting on this team, but it's gutsy effort, and I'm really proud of it. And they
it'll set up for great TV on Sunday. The drama now through the roof.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They've won 7 in a row. They've been dominant at Citi Field. Lindor's been insane. Pete Alonso's been raking.
You know, Griffin Canning, David Peterson, those guys have pitched really, really well. And when you put it together with that lineup, especially like you said, Lindor's been great. You know, they've got the makings of something very special in Queens.
Pharrell, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Derek Carr has called it a career after 11 NFL seasons.
I think they knew before the draft that they had to make a move at this point. And by the way, Derek Carr did have a pretty good career, made as many Pro Bowls as Eli Manning. So based on that, he should go to the Hall of Fame like Eli Manning. Well, Eli Manning does have a couple rings at that point, but always wants to take a shot at Manning, who should not actually be in the Hall of Fame. Shouldn't be questioned an under 500 quarterback for his career. Stop the man.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. 2-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. 5 minutes remaining in the hockey game. Meanwhile, at MSG right now, the countdown is on. It's almost like the ball drop on New Year's Eve. The Knicks are up 107-74. In-game total is 208.5. We're into garbage time here right now. It closed at 211, so it's sort of around the number right now, but I would expect it not to get there. 17-17, LA Sparks and Golden State. All the games went over earlier tonight. The WNBA. Tommy, you like to dip your toes in different pools. Do you jump into the WNBA at all now that it's back?
Not one dime, Gabe. No way. I don't do any WNBA. NBA, I dip my toes in slightly. The WNBA, I kind of walk around the pond and take a look at the water, but never pull the trigger on a WNBA bet.
What about the UFL? Do you bet the UFL?
You know what? I was in Vegas not too long ago. I think it was last season or and yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at that. No, I don't bet anything of any significance, of course, but having action's always fun. But you pick your spots and where the money of in your bankroll goes. And for me, WNBA isn't it. I know a lot of people do, and it's getting a lot more popular. So to have another option to bet, I think that's great, but it's not for me.
I put the same amount tonight. I bet the UFL game, and like all this big stuff going on. You have this like ridiculously dumb UFL game on Fox right now. And it's like between the only two teams that have already been eliminated in the playoffs too. It's like they're really, really bad teams. But I do well with the UFL. Rob Vino will join us later. We'll hit it. San Antonio are driving the ball right now. Just for the record, it's 2014. And the fourth quarter just started. Memphis closes 2-point underdogs. They're up by 6. Total 37 and a half. They're at 34 right now with a full quarter to go. And as I stated, San Antonio already in field goal position right now. So we'll keep our eye on all this stuff. WNBA, UFL. The Florida Panthers have pulled their goalie with 2.5 minutes left. It's 2-0 right now. So they're either going to score or the Leafs can bury this and get this thing to 3. And, of course, it is Preakness weekend as well. And we lit it up last time. Sovereignty gets it done. Unable to run in this race, guys. And there's been a lot of talk this week about this. And I don't know if they're going to listen and do it because they're all about tradition and stuff like that, Tommy. But if you really want to get a Triple Crown stuff going, I know this is the modern era and stuff, should probably spread the races out a little bit more. Do you agree with that take that a lot of people have right now?
I do agree. All sports evolve, and there's so much tradition in horse racing, but sometimes it's a stubborn tradition with things in horse racing, things changing. So yeah, I think so. I'm of the wild idea that these Triple Crown races, one of them should rotate every year. Because of just the terrible weather. I mean, if the Preakness was run today in Pimlico, that was a sloppy, that was a much. Tomorrow it looks like we're gonna have good weather, which is good. But yeah, no, I do think they should spread it out. The horses are getting that much more delicate. The implications for breeding after and how they take care of these horses. I don't see why it's a big deal. Why it wouldn't be a big deal to extend the Triple Crown a little bit.
Also, to your point, Gabe, and it's a very good one, Bill Mott's a different trainer. He's kind of old school, and he really loves his animals. There's certain trainers that'll just make his horse run. And he said afterwards, if this horse is not ready to go and he's not 100%, I'm not running him. It's that simple. And other guys, sometimes you put out a horse there because you're thinking about the Triple Crown and stuff like that. He's like, Sovereignty's been good to me, and that's the way it's going to be. So to your earlier point, yes, spreading it out would make a hell of a lot more sense.
It really would. But, but we also know, guys, as, somebody that's owned horses before, as we all know, the road to hell is paved with the best intentions in horse racing, guys. You could say, all right, we're going to have the races 2 months separated in between. They'll still get hurt, Cam. You know what I mean? They'll get hurt training, like something, Tommy, right? Something bad will happen. Right? It's funny. There's a saying, and hell, even the owner of our network, who's a very successful entrepreneur, Lou Mayone, knows the line. He goes, if you really hate someone and you have an enemy, buy them a racehorse to own. It's true. You don't kill them. You don't like whatever. No. You know what? You give them a racehorse and go, here, it's yours. It's yours. You own the horse.
That's the best line.
If you really hate someone. Yes, it's the saying in the business, Kev. If you really hate someone, give them a racehorse.
One horse, not a barn. Just one. Then you're done.
Here's a horse. It's all yours.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They've won 7 in a row. They've been dominant at Citi Field. Lindor's been insane. Pete Alonso's been raking.
You know, Griffin Canning, David Peterson, those guys have pitched really, really well. And when you put it together with that lineup, especially like you said, Lindor's been great. You know, they've got the makings of something very special in Queens.
Pharrell, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Derek Carr has called it a career after 11 NFL seasons.
I think they knew before the draft that they had to make a move at this point. And by the way, Derek Carr did have a pretty good career, made as many Pro Bowls as Eli Manning. So based on that, he should go to the Hall of Fame like Eli Manning. Well, Eli Manning does have a couple rings at that point, but always wanted to take a shot at Manning, who should not actually be in the Hall of Fame. Shouldn't be questioned an under 500 quarterback for his career. Stop the Manning.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And back to the 6 we go as the Toronto Maple Leafs shut out the Florida Panthers 2-0. The series now tied at 3. We've got a classic 7-game set. And I tell you what, you figure at some point the Leafs can break through. Maybe this was their breakthrough moment right now. Like whatever you guys did, like just don't even go home. Like just sort of they take the team playing, go right back to the arena and sit in the arena now or something. Like, you know what I mean? I'm dead serious too. Whatever routine Leaf players have for home games, like I would tell them to break it. And in fact, they actually do stay in a hotel anyways. I was going to say, you know what? I prefer if they're in a hotel, but they actually are in a hotel. Teams in the playoffs don't stay at home. When you hear, oh, we sleep on our own beds and stuff, it's not true. They don't. Like the Leafs are staying at the Royal York. Basically, it's right across the street from the arena, essentially. I'm not saying they're not allowed to go home, but you know what I mean? It's the playoffs. And you play better on the road. So like go with that road mentality. I'd prefer it. You're locked in a hotel, like whatever. Don't look at the internet. Just watch some stupid movie on TV and you know what I mean, and get ready for the next game. And now they're talking about it on the game. Only of the 110 players in NHL history with 400 or more goals, Austin Matthews is the only one never to score past the first round of the playoffs. He can now take his name off that list. Good stuff. All right, so let's get into the Preakness right now. So journalism was the favorite. Journalism is back right now already. Any concern for you, Tommy, as far as fatigue for journalism coming into this race?
You think that would be the concern, but you know, I think the horse is ready just because they flipped them back to this race. They didn't commit to the connections of journalism, didn't commit to the Preakness immediately. They kind of waited a little bit. You know, I think they think the horse is sound. I think the field came out maybe a little weak without Sovereignty coming back and maybe some other horses staying away, and the field's only 9 horses. So I think journalism is certainly live in this, but it's just a matter if you want to eat the price on it. Even money, if you're lucky, he might go off less than that. So that's really the thing with journalism. Yeah, he's a horse to beat, but do you want to back him at 4 to 5 or whatever he's going to go off at?
Bob Baffert's horse, goal orientated, the 1 horse, 6 to 1. Journalism, the 2 horse, 8 to 5. American Promise, 15 to 1 in the 3 hole. Heart of Honor, 12 to 1. Pay Billy, 20 to 1. In the 5 spot. Rither Thames, 9 to 2 right now. Sandman, is back 4-1. Clever Again 5-1. And Gosker is 20-1. Who you looking at, Tommy Lorenzo?
Well, I think I'm going to go with the one here. Not think, I know I am. I'm going to go with the Baffert horse from the inside. What I like about goal-oriented, lightly raced. He's only raced twice. He's won both races. First race he ran, he was back 6th, came up, got the lead, came from behind, and then in his next race was right up top, held the lead. So he's very versatile. I like seeing that in young horses. River Thames is a horse I've always liked too. You know, he lost by a neck to Sovereignty a couple races ago, so he's a tough one too. But in this one, I like goal oriented. He had a really good workout May 11th at Churchill Downs. He was on the undercard of the Kentucky Derby, and you may get a good price on him. Flavian Pratt's a good jockey, so a lot of good signals on goal oriented. That's who I'm gonna I'm gonna try to beat Journalism with goal oriented. Obviously, I'll have Journalism in the trifecta with River Thames, Journalism, goal oriented, and River Thames in exacta and trifectas as well. You know, with only 9 horses here, my rule of thumb generally is keep the try and the exacta boxes to 3 horses. You start going 4 or 5 horses, you got half the field, and to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Key in on 3 horses, maybe a 4th horse, but with a 9-horse field, you really have to tighten things up a little bit. It's not like the Derby where you've got 20 horses and 4, 5, 6 horse trifecta or exacta box, can get you a profit. Here, it's not going to be that easy.
Cam, what's your pick?
Gabe, I also like Tommy. I would do a 3-horse exacta box or a 3-horse try with goal oriented. I agree with him. I think he'll come maybe 2nd or 3rd. I love River Thames. That horse is very, very strong. Almost beat Sovereignty, and Journalism will probably be there. So a 1, 3, 6 box for me. By the way, Gabe, it's funny that Tommy mentioned that. In a quick story, I worked with a guy, and I worked at the bar with the horse track, and I ran it. I taught this kid how to bet horses, Tommy, but he didn't understand pick 3s. So he just kept on doing pick 3s, and he bought a $600 ticket. He's like, I won all the races in the row. I go, you won with an 8-5, a 2-1, and a 3-1. Gabe, he got 118 back, put 600 in. I go, you just lost $480 winning 3 races in a row. So that's the thing. When you happen with these small fields, you better, you know what I mean? You don't take 6 horses or you're going to lose money, even if you win. It's an idiotic move, but sometimes people got to learn, right? That's the horse racing game.
Yeah, learning the hard way. Learning the hard way. A horse that I like, guys, that I think can come in here flying under the radar, a rested horse. And anytime as well, I'm going to sort of take the jockey's opinion on it. Like you read between the lines. So I'm talking about Clever Again. Steve Asmussen's horse here. Clever Again. He's been off for 6 weeks. He raced at Oaklawn. Ortiz rode Sandman in the Derby, guys, and he could have again, but he decided to go with Clever Again here. So I see that. I'm like, you know what? All right. So, Ortiz sees something here in this horse and would rather ride this horse than the horse that was already in the Derby. And, Tommy, we're getting pretty good numbers with Clever Again in the 5 to 6 to 1 range.
Yeah, and he's another speed horse, and Ortiz, another jockey that if he's got the right horse under him, he can calm him down and get him home. Your horse there that you're mentioning right now is my main concern, since I like goal-oriented, which is also, I think, will go to the lead being on the rail. We'll see if he's in the 8 hole, so we'll see if he can get out there and get to the lead.
Tommy. So. He's really good, and Gabe's right. I remember back in the day, these well-rested horses, I had Cloud Computing at like 14 to 1, and he won this race because he was rested. So it's a very good angle, Gabe. And to your other point, another excellent angle. You're a jockey, and you got 2 choices, and he picks the horse. That's the one you want to go with. It's a no-brainer.
And I think, listen, Sandman, we'll hit this on the other side, but Sandman's an interesting horse. Finished 12.5 lengths back in the Kentucky Derby, and there's no excuses in the world, but we all know in horse races, there are excuses.
Yes.
Like the horse was screwed from the beginning of the race. Like there was, you know what I mean? And also it does not like the mud, and it backfired on them. And it was just one of those, listen, it was a disastrous sort of day for us. But I think this is a good horse, right? And this horse has like a big pedigree in just basically racing against other big time horses, which some of these other horses don't. Right. But like you guys said, and, we all know, too, Baffert's horse is young, guys, raced twice, which I don't know. That's might not be a bad thing. You know what I mean? I saw a good quote today about this horse in Baffert, and somebody said Baffert's not here to hang with his friends. He doesn't, you know what I mean? He's not here for the atmosphere. Like they were like, he's there because he thinks this horse has a chance of winning, right? Like Baffert, you know what I mean? He's not gonna waste his time if he doesn't think that the horse has a chance of winning. But I do love the 9-horse angle. But what do you think of Sandman this week, Tommy?
Well, I think they should have waited to the Belmont for Sandman, in my opinion. I think that was a tough Kentucky Derby. He's going to need speed up top, which he may get in this race. Sandman comes from the clouds. He's a cool horse. I root for him, but I just think they probably should have waited for the Belmont. I think he's just a click below this level. Great horse, but I don't see it in the Belmont. I just think he's going to – the speed may not – line up for him in terms of the pace up front. Just not enough horses, I think, to have speedsters up front, because that's what he needs. He needs that pace to run at. And I think he should have waited for the Belmont, but that's just my opinion.
We'll get your thoughts on American Promise on the other side. We're throwing it down the Friday night freak show. The Toronto Maple Leafs will be going to a Game 7. They did something a lot of people didn't think they could do tonight. Show up, show some intestinal fortitude, and beat the Florida Panthers. Can they do it again? And it's one of these deals. It's a big if, but if they can beat the Florida Panthers, maybe that's the turning point, and there's no turning back after that.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They've won 7 in a row. They've been dominant at Citi Field. Lindor's been insane. Pete Alonso's been raking.
Griffin Canning, David Peterson, those guys have pitched really, really well. And when you put it together with that lineup, especially like you said, Lindor's been great. They've got the makings of something very special in Queens.
Pharrell, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Derek Carr has called it a career after 11 NFL seasons.
I think they knew before the draft that they had to make a move at this point. And by the way, Derek Carr did have a pretty good career. Made as many Pro Bowls as Eli Manning. So based on that, he should go to the Hall of Fame like Eli Manning. Well, Eli Manning does have a couple rings at that point, but always wanted to take a shot at Manning, who should not actually be in the Hall of Fame. Shouldn't be questioned, an under 500 quarterback for his career. Stop the man.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Pips the players, the hustlers, the people to bust them, Leaf fans, and everybody else in between celebrating. I feel good for the kids in downtown Toronto that show up outside to Maple Leaf Square for every one of these games, especially showing up tonight. A lot of people had given up on them, but me and Cam stood our ground. I pulled the trigger, bet on them tonight, although I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried. And I'm not a Leaf fan. Cam is a Leaf fan. I'm not a Leaf fan. But as I stated, I could see this coming. And I said it last night on the show. I said, you know what? They're going to win tomorrow. Now it's like, now we're right back to like, all right, like you're under pressure again. Like, yeah, now suddenly it's like, I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. I'd keep these guys in freaking Florida until like Sunday morning or something.
I'm kind of agreeing with you.
I'd be like,
Whatever
stay
you
out of
do,
Toronto. Let's just roll in like early overnight Saturday. Like, you know what I mean? Roll in early Sunday morning. Like, I don't want to I don't want these. It's just something about the city of Toronto when the Leafs go home. They start to you know what I mean? Their head starts to explode. But wow, big game on Sunday night. Quick line check. Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern time. Florida Panthers -135 road favorites. Toronto Maple Leafs +115 home dogs. Total 5.5. All right, Tommy Lorenzo with us. Tommy, any opinion on any of these other horses that we didn't bring up? And I brought up American Promise. As an example, we got Pay Billy. We really haven't talked about too much. Are they scratch for you? You can't bet on every horse, right? But what's your opinion?
Yeah, you know how you mentioned that Bob Baffert shows up and he's all business. You know, he's won 8 Preakness. He's had 8 Preakness wins. You know, with American Promise, I think Dwayne Lucas is there to just be with buddies. You know, he's been in the game a long time, and you know, I think that's why he's bringing American Promise here. You know, American Promise 2 wins in 10 starts. And I'm big on form in 2025, 1 win, only 1 in the money finish in 4 starts. So, you know, I'd be very surprised if American Promise does anything in the Preakness myself.
All right, so for people joining us right now, Tommy Lorenzo, to recap what you're doing with the race tomorrow.
Yeah, I like goal-oriented on the rail. Again, Bob Baffert, he knows how to win he knows how to win this race. Very versatile horse. So I like goal-oriented. I like journalism and River Timms in the exacta and trifecta boxes, but I'm going to try to beat journalism with goal-oriented. 6-1 morning line. I'm hoping he stays right around there. I'll be very happy with that price.
I'm trying to find the set odds right now at Bet365. I got to poke around here. I'll find it. What race is it tomorrow? What race is it?
Let me go. Pimlico race
13.
13.
Is it race 13? Yeah. All right. So it is. Oh, it's the last one. All right. Let's see. You know what? No, I don't have it listed here. I'll find it here. I'll get this up here in a minute. But all right, Tommy, before we get you out of here, baseball. You're a Dodger fan. The Dodgers were massive favorites tonight. Dude, it was -180, -1.5. They got 1 out in the first inning, and it went to -2.5 runs, and then they gave up 2 runs. So the Dodgers are now losing 2-0. We're into the top of the third right now, but you know, listen, if the only thing that worries me, and I know you were talking about the same thing earlier, the only thing that concerns me about this is the fact that they scored 60 runs in the last couple of days, right? So it's almost like the baseball gods, and, you know, it's just not that easy. So suddenly, you know, even though you're facing a pitcher you should hit, you don't. It's still really early in the game, and you're getting the Dodgers right now, guys, at -125, Tommy. That's pretty low.
Yeah, well, the value's there now if you want to jump on the Dodgers, you know, and you know the Angels bullpen is very scary. So I don't blame anyone for hopping on it -125, but it is interesting. And I don't have any official stat on it or anything, but, you know, when a team goes off and scores, you know, in the teens, 15, 16, 17 runs, seems like every time they come back the very next night, they're a little flat with the bats, but you'd expect the Dodgers to hit here. You know, the Angels starter is not very good. And again, that Angels bullpen is pretty bad, but, you know, we'll see. 2-0 Angels right now. And we'll see if Dustin May can you know, settle down a little bit. Looks like he has, but, you know, that's the right number if you want to jump on the Dodgers for sure.
It's like one of the most tested and best, ATS trends in football, guys. You know, bet against the college football team that scores 55 points or more the week before type of deal. You know what I mean? Anytime you're right, like basketball guys. Oh, they scored 138 in their last game. They shot, 52% from 3. Next game they scored, 94. Right? Like, you know what I mean? It's the way sports goes. Our job is to try to sift our way through it. Tommy Lorenzo. All right, we'll get Tommy out of here just for the record. Dodgers down 2-0. I'm on the Mariners as well. Mariners up 3-0 on San Diego. Arizona up 3-0 on Colorado. And the Athletics and Giants renew their rivalry. Not quite the same, but any baseball for you tonight, Tommy?
Well, I just had the Phillies go up by 2, so that's good. I had them on the run line. Had the Nationals under, and that came through. So other than that, might jump on the Dodgers here. We'll see where this number is at, but minus 130 compared to minus 2, whatever it was, is might be the way to go here. But we'll see. We'll see if I jump on here. Angels. I don't think the Angels are going to do much with the bats, but we'll see. I don't know if the Dodgers will hit tonight after that explosion last night. So I'm going to monitor that, but that's all I got tonight.
Where can people find you online, Tommy?
Twitter or X, Sportsbook Tom, and the Cover the Weekend podcast. Just cover the weekend in sports betting, and that's where you can find me.
Awesome stuff. Tommy Lorenzo. Thanks for joining us, Tommy.
My pleasure, Cam and Gabe. Thanks for having me.
Have a good one.
It was Tommy Lorenzo with us. Great stuff with Tommy Lorenzo. And he did nail. He was on Sovereignty in the Kentucky Derby. He likes journalism, along with the one horse, the Baffert horse. I'm going to go goal orientated. I'm going with clever again because I'm clever. So I'm going clever again. And
go up to the window.
Yeah, hopefully it is. Hopefully it is a clever pick. Yeah, that's my sign. I'm clever, so I'm like, clever again. All right, let's go with clever
again.
Hopefully it's a clever pick. But
he's actually.
I say clever again finishes second or third though. Like that's my. I think journalism is going to win. If I had to, Cam, right now, I would say, journalism, goal orientated, and clever again are the three. That's my opinion.
Clever again's a hot pick by a lot. I really get that.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Jason Tatum underwent surgery to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. That is obviously a season-ending injury, and that's long rehab. You're talking
that's a year.
That's a year.
I don't wish that on anybody. I don't. I hate that Achilles, knees and ankles. I don't like talking about them. I've said it a million times. But screw the Celtics.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll this in SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, the pits, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bust them, everybody else in between. The Toronto Maple Leafs have shocked everybody. It's like they haven't won the series, but people are just shocked. Like even coming into this, like everybody around the Leafs, like the broadcast before the game, it was very. I tweeted earlier today. I said it seems like Leaf fans are getting ready for a funeral more than a hockey game tonight. But I give credit. I don't know if I give credit to Berube, their coach, but I saw him talking, and he goes, I told the team, And this is where experience matters. And he talked about how when he was, in the playoffs, when he was a player against Mario Lemieux and the Flyers and the Penguins and stuff, about how he goes, the same thing happened to us. He goes, once we got like absolutely like killed. He goes, we got murdered in the game. He goes, we played terrible, and we felt like, we're done. And then he goes, and then Ron Hextall got hurt. Our goalie got hurt. And he goes, we had to start Ken Reggett, and he basically said, we won. And we beat them and stuff. And he talked about, he shared that with the team about how it doesn't matter if you get your ass handed to you, even if you get embarrassed. And it is true. Ken Danico told me that. He goes, there's no momentum in the playoffs, Morency. He goes, from one game to another, like it's irrelevant. And people don't want to believe it, but it's true. And a classic example is tonight, from where the Leafs were 48 hours ago to what they just did tonight. All right, I want to get to this best of X right now. Let's start off, actually, with this one. So with the NFL schedule release and stuff, all these NFL teams, they already have, like, their little cute videos that they do and stuff like that. Some of them are funny. It's kind of jumped the shark a little bit. It was funnier a couple of years ago. I don't know what the hell this is from the Seattle Seahawks. Like, this is the strangest thing ever. I think the dude that does their social media account did a bunch of mushrooms or something and said, you know what, this would be pretty cool and pretty funny. It is Bizarro World, but here we go. Roll it.
Remember the bathrooms at the Kingdome? Now you can relive all those memories with the Kingdome Men's Restroom Playset, including an overflowing trash can, powdered soap, and a double-wide urinal trough to really pack them in. Includes 3 90s dads. Imagine them complaining about getting flagged for being too loud while washing their hands at the signature circular sink. Kingdome's Restroom Playset. The bathrooms weren't nice, but they were memorable. Urinal cakes and powdered soap sold separately. Batteries not included.
What the hell's going on here? You said
that's from an NFL team account. It's like the Pee Wee Herman show. Like that's like do some acid, and you're like, oh, what the hell is this? Like,
it was like Lego on acid. I'm like, there's no reference to the Seahawks even. They're just talking about the Kingdom. It's like, what?
I don't like.
It had potential at the start. I'm like, I enjoyed like the pace, but
I like it. I think it's all great. I love the little plastic man and everything. I thought it was great, but. If I'm the president of the Seahawks or whatever, so whoever's boss this is, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, what is this?
Yeah,
like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, what, you know what I mean? I tell him, listen, this isn't the Pee Wee Herman show here. You want to work for Nickelodeon? Go ahead, kid. But like, hey, what are you doing? We're an NFL team. Just post our schedule. Like, that's what I would tell him. I'd call him and say, hey. Just post the damn effing schedule on our account, dumbass, with a link to tickets.
It just didn't go anywhere other than urinal troughs. I'm with you, man. I kind of like
No, it was funny. It was bizarro. It was strange for an NFL team, but keep it up, Seattle. I liked it. We're going to do another weird one, and I'll play it again. All right, now this is from Mexico, where we know how popular wrestling is in Mexico, and the fans like to get involved there. I think this fan regrets getting involved, though. Now he hits him with a chair. He dropped him. Even the security guy's like, whoa, hey, he just knocked him out. Look at the other wrestler's like, all right, get back in here, bro. You did enough.
That's the best. Hey, man, you said it. You got involved before, and you thought Tommy Gunn was going to kill you. The best is he doesn't even hit him that hard. It was like a little jab, and that kid folded like a tent. Awesome.
The guy hits him with the chair.
I love that. We're not done yet, bud.
Roll it one more time. Roll it one more time here. It's too good.
I love this guy.
The wrestler slaps the other wrestler, and then he asks to slap him. He goes, hit me. Okay.
Bam!
The chair.
That is awesome. God, that's fantastic. Don't get involved, people. You think it's some kind of joke? You want to be part of the show?
Pop. He goes home with the chair.
That's just the right to knock him out, and he didn't see that left coming. It was just pop. Oh, man.
It's like the other wrestler tapping him. He kind of taps him on the shoulder. Hey, all right, let's go. Pulls him back in.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Lucha Libre Wrestling in Mexico rocks.
It does.
still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Jason Tatum underwent surgery to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. That is obviously a season-ending injury, and you know that's long rehab. You're talking
That's a year.
That's a year.
I don't wish that on anybody. I don't. I hate that Achilles, knees and ankles. I don't like talking about them. I've said it a million times. But screw the Celtics.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. Level 2 has begun. The quickest 120 minutes in sports talk and television continues. I am Gabriel Morency. So we got a 2020 football game right now. Well, everybody's worried about these stupid playoff games. This is the real big game of the night tonight. Football development is what it's all about, people. The UFL. All kidding aside, I spoke with Rob Vino earlier in the day. We exchanged messages about the UFL like we often will, and I said to him, this is a train wreck of an effing football game tonight. I didn't even want to bet it. I didn't even, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know what to do with this game. I was like, they're both terrible. They're both one-win teams. They're both, really bad. The total was 37.5, and I was like, I don't know how the hell they're going to get there, but somehow they will, because they will. It doesn't make any sense. It was the most illogical thing ever. And here we are right now, 2020. It's a hard game to pick, but the game goes over the number. And that means that I hear a cash register ringing in Philadelphia. Rob Vino and overs. They're, I don't know if Rob Vino's wife knows, but Rob's got a mistress. Overs. Yeah. What's up, Rob?
I've actually got a new religion, and it's called anti-under. Is what it is. That's what it is. You know,
it's a new religion.
It's just anti-under. I go to that church every day.
Awesome. That was so
You know, but seriously, Rob, this game had no reason, you know what I mean? For us to go to the window and bet it to the over. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to bet it. I know you did as well. And started off pretty well, slowed down, and here we go. Right now, I'd like to get Memphis home, though. I got Memphis +2, and we're going to overtime, tied at 20 right now. And sort of like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting when everybody has to admit everything. I'm also an anti-underite amongst with Rob Vino. And hi, I'm Gabriel Morency, and I bet an in-game over 50.5 in this earlier. So I want more points in overtime, Rob. I hit the over. Dude, they were like 31-30 early. I was like, it's going to be a track meet. They're going to get into the 60s. You know what I mean? It's slowed down, but we got a shot now. We're going to overtime at 40.
I got to ask you guys, though. I got to ask you, and I like to do this, and you know me, Gabe. I play in the dumpster a lot, and on the beach with my metal detector looking for gold. But I find when two crappy teams get together a lot of the time, sometimes we hit the low totals over. Like, it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, well, we're not going anywhere anyway type of thing. But you guys got there, so good pick on the over. Doesn't matter who's playing. Crap teams, good teams,
no, but
whatever. That's a bet.
This league, though, say what you will about the UFL, and some people know this and that about it, but the fact is, guys, Rob, and for bettors out there, it's kind of been spelled out for us, Rob, right? I mean, it was super unders for the first month, and over the last 4 weeks of this season, what are the overs? What is it, like 14-2? 13-3 with a push or something? You know what I mean? 12-3-1 with a push? Like, it doesn't make any sense, Cam. These teams suck, but the games are going over the number somehow. Every week now, Rob.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, at face value, looked like it had no chance, right? But they're both 1-6 teams that have been eliminated from the playoffs. Of course, we know that these guys are going to keep playing their hearts out because they're looking for NFL invites to a camp.
That is a good point. It's not the same quit factor on a season. Very good point, yeah.
And in the Memphis case, it was kind of contradictory, Gabe. I sent you, when we were talking back and forth earlier, I said to you that the Memphis head coach said our number one focus this week is to score points. We had 9 and 12 play drives last week, and they didn't amount to anything, and we got to learn how to score points. And so they did. They got us to 20. I kind of took that to heart. But he also says, I'm going to experiment a little bit now, and I'm going to pull Troy Williams out of the scrap heap and start him at quarterback, and he's been god-awful for Memphis. And like I said to you earlier, I played Memphis despite Troy Williams. This 2-point for 2-point for 2-point for 2-point that overtime is in the UFL may wind up hurting because I only got 1.5. Yeah, we don't get 6 in overtime. But it's kind of like soccer shootout penalty kicks.
I got to get to 50.5, Cam, and here they go. They're going. This is all these leagues are the weird most.
Converts. Good luck.
They do. They give you the ball at the 5-yard line in this league. You get the ball at the 5. You get 2 points if you get it, and it's a best 2 or 3 shootout. It's a best 2 or 3.
I got to be honest with you. I like it. This rule sounds stupid. I like it.
You can get 12 out of it.
Here's the ball at the 5-yard line. One shot at it. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't like it.
Well, think about college. You're watching a college overtime back and forth. And
that's the worst, that college stuff. Yes. That's the stupidest. I remember I watched in Illinois. Was it Illinois and Penn State? You remember that game, Rob? It was like literally like 20 plays in a row, like going for 2 over and over, and they couldn't get it. It was like the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, there was a Kentucky game early 2000s when Hal Mummy was coach, and they had the Pillsbury throw boy, Jared Lorenzen, at quarterback, and that thing was like 7 overtime.
Lefty. I love that guy.
My friend played for Hal Mummy.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was on the team with Tim Couch. He played for Kentucky. Wow. Dave DeLaPerelle, my boy Dave DeLaPerelle, played for the Ottawa Renegades before they were the Red Blacks, and he played around the CFL. He was really big. He was a big dude. He's like 6'6", 6'7", like 3. He was a big dude, and he could have played at Michigan actually. And he told me the story about how he went to Michigan, and Lloyd Carr was really nice to him and stuff, and there was like a football camp, and he was like, Dave, I know your father. Like Earl DeLaPerelle was the president of the football league. He goes, I know your father, and I want you to be a Michigan Wolverine, Dave. And they basically like, you know how it works in college. So they hooked him up, basically. You're going to go out and hang out with these pretty girls tonight. They're going to show you around Ann Arbor. Like, you know what I mean? And it was basically like a prison break, Rob, that like other players came up to him and told him, listen, Lloyd Carr is not a nice guy like this. He's fooling you. Like once you agree to play here, he's going to turn on you, and it's like really hard here. And my buddy was kind of a partier and stuff, and he said he went to Kentucky and he met Hal Mummy and stuff, and they went to like a keg party, And he got drunk with Tim Couch. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to stay here. He said, he was like all those girls in Kentucky. He's drinking beer. And how long? He's like, I hope you guys are having a good time tonight, right? They're all drinking. As opposed to Lloyd Carr. All right, I'll see you guys at 6:30 a.m. Lights out at 10, huh? Lights out at 10, huh?
I like the Wildcat style. That'd be where I'd go.
He told me the story. He goes, I went to Kentucky, Gabe, and I just, no turning back. He goes, it was just too good of a party there. Yeah, he was on the same team with Tim Couch. All right, so still 22-20 in this game. Me and Rob are trying to pull this out and cry this one home and get the Memphis Showboats home. Dodgers are still losing 2-0. All right, we got a break coming up. On the other side, we'll hit some other stuff besides the UFL. But as far as tomorrow's games are concerned, Rob, UFL football, Birmingham Stallions getting 1.5 on the road in St. Louis at 1 o'clock Eastern, total 39.5. And the Michigan Panthers lay 6.5 in Houston, 43.5. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, for Birmingham, it's the 5th quarterback of the season, right, Gabe? Jamar Smith comes in last week, does the job in the end. We'll see how that goes. I'll go quick here. We can hit it on the other side.
But we'll hit on the other side. And they covered last week somehow. That was wild. They ended up winning by 8.
It looked like Houston had their number early. It just didn't work out in the end.
Yeah, which I wasn't happy about because I had Houston. All right, Memphis just stopped them. I think that was their first attempt. So Kevin Hogan and the Brahmas just got stopped. Memphis can basically win if they convert this here right now.
Kevin Hogan.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, say what you will about the UFL, but the endings of these games have been insanely wild over the last couple of weeks. And here we go again. So it comes down to one play right now, guys. This is it. San Antonio are losing 24-22. They need to convert here from the 5-yard line, and they get the 2, and then suddenly it'll be 24-24, and it continues. So, and suddenly the 50.5 could potentially come into play. Let's see what they do. Oh, Hogan scrambling, running for his life. There's going to be a holding penalty coming up. It's going to be a holding, so I guess they could just decline the penalty, or is it going to be pushed back? Imagine this is it. But it appears like this game should be over. Penalty is declined. And the game is officially over now. All right, now it's over. 24-22. 24-22.
We'll take it.
Final score. The coach of the party's grandkid looks like Sean McVay. He's like a poor man Sean McVay in the UFL. He's got the same shot voice, too. It cracks me up all the time. All right, so Birmingham and St. Louis tomorrow is 39.5. Birmingham are plus 100. They might have a little bit of their swagger back. You know, they're finding ways to win with different quarterbacks. And you got Michigan laying 6.5 against Houston. Arlington plus 2.5 against yours and my nemesis, Rob, the DC Defenders on Sunday. God, I hate that team.
Why do you hate the DC Defenders?
They're like my city Swans, man. Like they're just like they're.
You bet on them, they don't never come through.
That's Rob. They're just the most frustrating team ever.
Yeah.
This team, like.
They are. They're just not likable, Cam. They're not likable to a man.
You know how Rob feels about their quarterback, Jordan Tamu.
Yeah.
I saw it too. Remember, Rob? Bring it up. Remember the tweet? I almost fell off my chair. They're like, "Who's the MVP of the UFL?" Jordan Tamu. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "MVP." The guy can't score from the 2-yard line.
I'll tell you what. If Bryce Perkins doesn't win that, I'll be upset. Well, let's start here. Birmingham last week, Gabe, and you saw it. I mean, Houston got out to a fast start, and it looked like Birmingham's defense had never played the game before. They're running for 50-yard touchdowns and throwing for touchdowns. And since McClendon took over at quarterback, they've been good offensively. They can't run it as well as they should be able to run it, but they certainly have receivers, and they've got a bit of a passing game. I know that Michigan-Houston total is at 43.5, but I'd still give it a look because every time Michigan gets a possession, I just feel like they're going to score. That offense has been in such rhythm for the last 5 weeks, and they've been bringing home overs. Last week's was a little bit miraculous, the 25-24 win on the last play of the game, where they got granted an extra second at the end of the game to go ahead and win it. So I would look over there. I would probably say look Michigan, but I'm a little leery of Houston at home, just the way they've been playing lately. And then that other game, St. Louis is becoming unlikable too, Gabe. I don't know how you feel about them, but they're kind of a weird team. Max Dugan, last week, I think they had 16 points at halftime, only kick a field goal the rest of the game. They blow a first and goal from like the 3, they turn it over, et cetera, et cetera. But Hakeem Nicks, a couple of things I read, they want to get him back into the game plan this week. I don't know why they wouldn't. He had 3 touchdowns on his first 3 catches when he came back. They can move it. I think that game has the possibility of getting over for the simple reason that, and you heard the commentators talk about it a lot last week, and then you saw it in action, Birmingham can't stop the deep ball. Max Dugan doesn't have that great of an arm, but he can push it a little bit, and Birmingham just doesn't defend it when you throw downfield. So maybe over 39.5 there as well. I couldn't pick a side in that game for you. I really can't.
Rob Vino, sports, kicking it with us, wagertalk.com. Rob bets on everything. LA Sparks are leading 55-46 right now. Midway through the third quarter of play, they're currently laying 11.5, and the total closed at 163.5, and it's currently 163.5 right now. Rob, I missed out on the early action tonight in the WNBA, but the games went over the number, and I know you pulled the trigger on the over of this one as well.
Yeah, the biggest one of the night, Gabe, was the Dallas-Minnesota game over. Couple of things here for me, and this started last year. It's a one-way ticket with the Dallas Wings. You bet them over or you don't play at all. And this year they've got even more firepower. Paige Beckers comes in, the two players from the Connecticut Sun come in, Ty Harris and Carrington, both guards, both scorers, just loaded offensively are the Dallas Wings. And they don't play defense. It was the worst defensive team in the league last year. They claim they want to play defense this year under their first-year head coach, but it's pace, and scoring with that team. Minnesota scored what they did tonight without two of their best players on the floor. Kayla McBride, personal reasons, out. Alana Smith, their top center, out. Didn't really matter. Got over pretty easy. And the other game, you know what? I should have been there, Gabe. Talked about it on the show today. That game over. Washington is so small, 6'1" and under for their starters. Just got destroyed. But they scored against the other side, Atlanta. So hopefully we're looking at 3 overs is what we're hoping for tonight, because I'd like to get this third one home. But it's been right on the number from the outset. So the fact that you said the end game is right where the full game started is really no surprise at this point.
We need some points for the Valkyries. Tomorrow you got the Aces and the Liberty. The Liberty are 4-point favorites over the Aces, total 168. The Aces are kind of retooling their roster a little bit. A lot of hype about the Indiana Fever this year. They play the Chicago Sky tomorrow. The Fever lay 8, total 168.5. We got a lower number here, Rob, at 157.5 with the Storm and the Mercury.
Mercury are loaded with injuries. Gabe starts with their top player, Kalia Copper. She's going to be out for this one. And Seattle, they've been quoted as saying that they feel like this is the most talented roster they've ever had. So an injury-based opponent, Seattle's really not affected by venue if you go through their past results. They're obviously a pretty good team. Skylar Diggins at point really doesn't care where she plays. She's going to lead the team. So I like Seattle, and I think that I bet Indiana to win the whole thing plus 550 long ago. That game probably gets over. Indiana's just 90 waiting to happen every night right now.
Rob Vino's ready to go for the WNBA season, as you can tell. Great to have another sport in the rotation. On the other side, let's talk about the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers and Game 7 between the Thunder and the Nuggets. The Knicks open up as minus 150 series favorites over the Pacers.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Jason Tatum underwent surgery to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. That is obviously a season-ending injury, and you know that's long rehab. You're talking
that's a year.
That's a year.
I don't wish that on anybody. I don't. I hate that Achilles, knees and ankles. I don't like talking about them. I've said it a million times. But screw the Celtics.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Man, I don't know who this girl is. What's her name? Vanlo on San Francisco or Golden State. I wouldn't mess with her. She looks like she's ready to knock someone out. She's fired up. Just hit a big three. The Valkyries starting to get back into this right now. Maybe this got to become our team cam on the show. They play at West Coast. I love the LA Sparks. I'm actually I lean towards the LA Sparks actually, but withholding my fandom for the Toronto Tempo next year, Rob.
That's right, the Toronto Tempo.
But now I'm just a better. I like the WNBA. I follow it. I watch it and stuff like that. I didn't jump. I'm a Fever fan now or anything like that. I'm like, nah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I said, I kind of like the LA Sparks. You know what I mean? Even though they suck, but
I'm a liar too. Gabe.
I
was a Chicago Sky, and I'm willing to just sell them out, and whatever team makes us money, let's become.
Now the Toronto's coming in. The thing is, too, Toronto are smart. They're going to play like a couple of regular season games in Vancouver and in Montreal as well. Mm-hmm. So they're going to spread it around. So I can go see. I'm going to go see a couple of games and stuff. So. That'll be my new team, the Toronto Tempo. We'll get used to the name. It's like the Miami Heat or something like that.
Yeah.
Put it this way: if they win and cover point spreads for us, we won't care about the name.
It's just bad vibes for me because I owned a Tempo and it was the crappiest car ever. Like it just gave me nothing but heartache. So Ford Tempo sucks. Let's put it that way.
Julie Vanloo, the girl you were talking about just a minute ago, was actually the starting point guard or shooting guard on Belgium's Olympic team. So
is she?
She knows her way around.
I don't know her.
Belgium's getting good at everything, Rob.
Older.
Like this country, like I'm looking at some of their new young tennis stars and golf and everything. What's going on in Belgium, Gabe? Like they're really they're feeling it.
Kelsey Plum is on the LA Sparks now too. We should know. Cameron Brake is still injured. They got a new coach. They got a new coach there. And Belgium has money, but their soccer team, they're underachievers all the time. There she is for three again, and she hits it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to become a fan of this. Let's go, Van Loo.
Fired up.
There you go.
Fired up.
There you go.
It's fitting. Hey, Van Loo for the Valkyries. They signed her, like, Van Loo Valkyries. Like,
double
she got
V.
the V, too. Like, they're all fired. All right, so we got a 62-56 game right now with a $155 left in the third. What's the new total right now? 166.5. All right, talk to me. Let's go. Let's keep these points coming. All right, Rob. Knicks Pacers. Who do you like in the series? Who do you think wins the series?
I like the Pacers. I have to say, the Knicks are so gritty and they're generally not fazed by anything. We've seen that. But I just don't know how long you can last with the Tom Thibodeau style of grinding down these five guys 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes. These playoffs where these guys actually play and actually are physical, 3 rounds in, it becomes a lot. And Indiana's just going to push pace. Cleveland even admitted it. Cleveland admitted their head coach actually said, you know what, in the end, their pace and physicality got to us. So I think it might wear the Knicks down. In the end, I would definitely take them as a series underdog. And then the game-by-game stuff, we'll have to see where they do you have an opening total in that game, Gabe? Game 1?
Yeah, I do. I see a 220.5 right now, actually. 220.5.
Seems
lighter
low.
than I thought, actually.
Seems
Yeah, it's
low.
lighter than I thought. Because I swear I thought I saw, off the top of my head, I was going to say, it's 229. But I was like, no, it's not 229, but I'm seeing 220.5 right now, guys. Knicks minus 4.5.
I got on all mine are 220, but on my FanDuel, it's Knicks 4 flat instead of 4.5, and it's 221.5, an extra point. But yeah, hovering around it, Gabe.
I kind of agree with. I like this Knick team. I don't want to be anti-Knick team, but as Paul stated, they play the same guys. They run them into the ground all the time. The Pacers are actually kind of deep, and they're going to push the pace. Right? You got a great coach. We got young. This is a really fun matchup. But the thing is, too, the Pacers aren't as one-dimensional as the Boston Celtics are. Either they will take it to the rack. Right? They will get it to the free throw line. Right? You know what I mean? They're a different animal. They're a complete team. You know, they lack on defense a little bit, but let's see if the Knicks can keep up and score 118. Right? I'm looking forward to see how this plays. We'll wrap up with Rob on the other side, but it's going to be a really, really fun series. between the Knicks. We'll get Rob's thoughts on Denver and Oklahoma City, and it looks like Aaron Gordon's going to be out for the Denver Nuggets in this game. So good money line parlay material, for Oklahoma City. They're minus 360, or they probably just light them up, but it's 8.5 right now. We'll wrap up with Rob on the other side.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Jason Tatum underwent surgery to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. That is obviously a season-ending injury, and that's long rehab. You're talking
That's a year.
That's a year.
I don't wish that on anybody. I don't. I hate that Achilles, knees and ankles. I don't like talking about them. I've said it a million times, but screw the Celtics.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, the Abbotsford Canucks and Colorado Eagles still scoreless right now. 4 minutes left in the second period. The total was 5.5 in this game. I didn't play the under. I just took the Canucks. So we'll keep our eye on this. The Rochester Americans beat Laval earlier tonight. That's Buffalo versus Montreal. And right on cue, the Abbotsford Canucks just scored. As I just tuned into the game. I wasn't watching it. I didn't even know it was on. The sportsbook has it. So I'm like, oh, there it is. And boom, 1-0 Abbotsford. These Canuck fans cheering right now in the building. Let's roll.
My cousin married a lady this summer, and her brother's a defenseman for the Colorado Eagles. He got a sniff with the Red Wings, but for Grand Rapids and Colorado, they're amazing game. They're there every year, so good on Abbotsford.
Yeah, 1-0 right now. They just scored. All right, so we'll bring Tony Finn in a minute here. Rob Vino with us. Says he likes the Pacers to beat the New York Knicks and run them, the tempo and the pace of the Pacers. Hey, listen, we were just talking about not liking the tempo name. What's the Pacers name? Pacers.
Pacer's different. Pacer's a car that's a
Pacer
little bit
car.
cooler.
Yeah, it's a Pacer car in the Indy 500.
It's the pace car. And, in the Pacer car, guys are smoking doobs and stuff, but tempo just sucks. At least the Pacer had some quality characteristics and pizzazz. I'm not going to say it's a Rolls Royce, but it has character.
What's a flyer? Philadelphia Flyer. What's a flyer?
What's a flyer? It could be many things. It could be a plane. It could be.
Yeah, but they don't spell it like you're flying. So I don't know, like you're flying around the ice.
Let's do the essay.
Rob, I don't put you on the spot. You're in Philadelphia. I'm saying all these names are dumb.
It's funny.
What's a flyer?
No, but the Dayton Flyers, you think is a flyer, but it's actually like North Carolina. It's one of the birthplaces of aviation because there's like guys who fly, like that's the thing.
Yeah, but it got nothing to do with aviation. It has nothing to do with it. It just sounded good. You know what I mean?
What, Philadelphia Flyers?
I got to be honest with you. Like any name now, if like past teams, people would be like, that's the stupidest name. Imagine now, only because you know it. Think of like, I'm using Phillies as an example, Rob. Imagine the Philadelphia Phillies. Be what? You're just like shortening the city name, like you know what I mean? Like
people, I love that name.
No, but people like like the Bostonians, and be like, no, we're not. It's not the Philadelphia Phillies.
That one sucks.
People would criticize it like crazy now, Cam, if people wanted that.
The Phillies is different. It rolls off the tongue. You got the cheesesteak. It's the Philadelphia Phillies. Boston Bostonians. That's just not even acceptable in any world.
I'll put you in the hot seat, Cam. One last. I'll put you in the hot seat then.
Yep.
Dodgers. L.A. Dodgers. What are the Dodgers?
Yeah, that one kind of symbolizes. When I think of Dodgers, I think of draft Dodger.
See, I don't Rob one though, because Rob's a Dodger fan. So what's a Dodger?
I do know the
not
answer
a draft
to that.
Dodger. People are like, what draft? Just not a draft Dodger.
I'm just saying when I hear Dodger, I think draft Dodger because I'm watching Vietnam shows a lot.
You're right about the dodging part. But it goes back to the birthday days where
trolley cars.
People used to have to dodge trolley cars, correct.
Okay.
In Brooklyn, the streetcar would come along and dodge out of the way in Brooklyn.
Right. See, that's fine. That's fine. It has a story behind it.
People said that now. People be like, that's stupid.
So what's the worst name then? Like, what's the worst name?
What, in baseball?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. The Mariners is cool. Browns is pretty.
Well, the Browns is lame. Just what what they name it after the owner?
Named it after himself.
My name's Paul Brown. My team's named the Browns. It's like a Cam on the NFL team, the Cams.
Yeah,
that's the name of the team, the Cams.
Yep, exactly.
Calgary Cams.
Calgary Cams. Steam hands.
Some of the names are good though, like Mets, Metropolitan City, Mets. All right, it's good, right?
Like I love Memphis Showboats is a good name because Memphis Showboats go on the water
a great
and gamble. Yeah, see, those are like the names should mean something to the damn
New Orleans
city.
Saints is good too. Like the Saints just works with the fleur-de-lis and New Orleans. Like it's good. Buffalo Bills, very good. Very good. Buffalo Bills.
So what's the worst name in the NFL? Who? Washington Football Club? Commanders?
Well, that wasn't great.
Well, there's a lot of lame ones. That's a debatable topic. That's whoever cost me money that day. That's the stupidest name. All right, so Rob, before we get you out of here, as I mentioned, Aaron Gordon looks like he's going to be out for this game. Oklahoma City and Denver. Totals 213, 8.5 is the point spread. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think they're kind of holding those numbers there because the last report was, well, we're going to list Aaron Gordon as questionable. I'm pretty sure even if he plays, he's not effective. And it just affects so many parts of their game, right? I mean, he's been scoring some points for them, but he's their best defender. You even see him chasing SGA around that perimeter a little bit. And he just kills their rebounding because Michael Porter Jr.'s shoulder is, he's got a separated shoulder he's out there with. So I don't know that I think it's going to kind of be like what the New York-Boston game was tonight. Denver played their desperation game at home. Last game, they won. They scored. They shot well. I think it all comes to a crashing halt here against OKC. Wouldn't be surprised if OKC exceeds their team total, too. It's 110.5. They haven't shot well in this particular series. And one thing you find out about the Thunder at this point in time is that they don't have a consistent number 2 offensive option behind SGA. I mean, these guys are all good, 1 through 10, but none of them are a steady number 2. They're going to have to find something. They may get away with it this year, but I don't know if they get away with it in the future.
Rob Vino, wagertalk.com. And just for the record, looking at the Major League Baseball names here, just to refresh myself, I'll go on record and say the lamest name in baseball is the Cleveland Guardians.
So let's just call it out for what it is. The Browns and Guardians. Cleveland has some of the per capita worst names in sports.
They're terrible.
It's good.
Get better, Cleveland.
The Cavaliers is a good name. Cleveland Cavaliers. No, I'm just saying. The Kansas City Royals, good name. Minnesota Twins, Twin Cities, good. Texas Rangers, sure. Chuck Norris, Texas Rangers. Houston Astros, Astrodome.
That's a weird name.
Oh, Pelicans is terrible. Like that's just
there
brutal.
you go. I think Dean just sent that one in. Degenerate Dean says
I got to
the
be honest,
Pelicans
too.
thing
Another one
sucks.
that kind of sucks is like the Hornets. Hornets sounds like a little like Pee-wee baseball team name. I play for the Hornets.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not a pro like the Hornets. It's lame.
No. Like Yellow Jackets, at least with Georgia Tech, is like a swarm of like dangerous bees.
All
Like
right,
the
all
Hornets are like, yeah, just get out the water and hit the net. Yeah, I'm with you, man. The Hornets sucks.
Rob Vino with us.
Great
Some of the
segment,
Pelicans
guys.
is terrible.
That was funny. Yeah,
See you,
Pelicans
Rob.
is awful.
All right, guys, take
We
care.
love you,
Thanks for
Rob.
having me.
I love
All
Rob.
right, let's
Vino.
bring in Tony Finn right now. Tony, what's the worst name in baseball? I'm almost scared to ask you what the answer is going to be here. But
I
the
agree with you.
worst name in baseball. Yeah, I say the Guardians.
worst.
I
Yeah,
know they got
Guardians
the
suck.
bridge, like they're guarding the city or whatever, but
Yeah,
still
whatever.
lame.
It is lame.
I don't. There's a bunch of them I don't like, but I probably
Nationals
how
is
about
weak,
the-
too.
Name one.
How about the
Yeah.
Mud Hens? I like the Mud Hens really. How about the Mets?
Mud
The
Hens?
Metropolitans. Who cares
Toledo
about
Mudheads
that?
is an amazing name. We're not talking about
It's
like
one of the
good
best names in sports, the Toledo Mudheads.
What the hell are you doing? Like, what are you talking
Did you
about?
know, Cam? Did you know gullible is not a word?
Dude, I don't know what the hell you're saying half the time. I'm
Do
not
you
even
know gullible is not a word?
Okay. I love you, Tony, but Gabe, you said it. I don't know what Tony's doing tonight or what he's been into, but he's a wild man.
How many years have
Tony.
you been on sarcasm? Gullible.
Tony Finn in the house with us. All right, Tony. Knicks or Pacers? Who do you like to win the series?
Well, I like the Pacers in this. In fact, what the Pacers have done since January, whatever it is, 46, 13, 43, they're crazy good. They're
Fourth best record in the NBA since January 1st. Fourth best record
there
in
you
the
go.
NBA. Yeah.
Good stuff, right? Mainly, what I like about the Pacers is I think they're just. I mean, the coach doesn't get enough credit. The team doesn't get enough credit. Halliburton's a little bit off, center, much more off center than myself, which is really hard to do. And the truth is this, and that is, I don't think the Knicks can play at the pace that the Pacers want to play at. They didn't play the pace this year they played last year, but they shot a lot more threes. They don't shoot the three. They don't shoot the three very well. They're going to, again, here's a series where.
Did you just sort of drop that Halliburton is weirder than you are?
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Jason Tatum underwent surgery to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. That is obviously a season-ending injury, and that's long rehab. You're talking
That's a year.
That's a year.
I don't wish that on anybody. I don't. I hate that Achilles, knees and ankles. I don't like talking about them. I've said it a million times, but screw the Celtics.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I'm Gabriel Morency, the Friday Night Freak Show. And Tony Finn brought up a very good point during the break. He heard our conversation, and he goes, you know what a flyer is? And for Philadelphia, he goes, it's a pamphlet that you hand out. And I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. It's true.
It's a pamphlet.
And it's
flyer.
even spelt. That's even spelt like the flyers are.
You're right.
So, I don't know, a bunch of pamphlets. It's actually spelt like that's how you spell a flyer. I know someone in a band. F-L-Y-E-R-S. Yeah, not like a flyer in the air would be F-L-I-E-R-S. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
flyer.
yeah. All right, just quickly with this.
Did we go to
this is the name. These
or like what's the deal with us?
these are the best minor league baseball team names. The Hartford Yard Goats. The Montgomery Biscuits. That's a good name. The Montgomery Biscuits, because they got good biscuits down there with their fried chicken.
Great call, Gabe. Montgomery, like
Montgomery Biscuits.
Oh yeah, delicious.
They should just be called the Grits. They should just screw it. Forget about this. Calls are the Montgomery Grits.
Oh, the Grits.
Yeah, this drop you got biscuits. Just raise it up a notch. I'd be like, yeah, great name. Who you playing? The Grits. The Grits are minus 1.5 runs. It's a great name. The Grits.
I love it, man. If there was a state team in a minor league, the Georgia Grits, I'm all over it.
Yeah. I got to copyright that name. It's Morency's idea, the Grits.
Me and Tony are affiliates on that one, but yeah, it was a good.
Gabriel Morency, the Grits. Great team name. The Birmingham Rumble Ponies. All right, I don't really get that one. The Lansing Lugnuts. That's lame. Lugnuts.
No, Lugnuts are fine. They fix things. I don't mind Lansing Lugnuts.
I like this. The Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I have no idea. Panthers on
Double A affiliate of the LA Angels, located in Madison, Alabama. I like that name. All right, I could live with that one. The Trash Pandas. They got a.
I don't know that.
This one's the famous one. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Solid.
We all know that one. The Sugarland Space Cowboys. That's the Houston Astros. I know that from being a better. Richmond Flying Squirkles.
Bats.
Shout out to our old boy Tony Sincata, formerly on the grid. He's in Jacksonville with the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Love it. One of my all-time favorites. Yeah. Love the Jumbo
I like
Shrimp.
this one too for mussels, like the fish, the Fort Myers Mighty Mussels.
I love mussels, man. I got a whole case today. Love mussels, man. They're amazing.
Savannah Sand Gnats. That's not bad. The Savannah Sand Gnats.
That's good.
Omaha Storm Chasers. Oh, you like this one, Cam. I don't know, there's a baseball team. Who are they the affiliate of? The Augusta Green Jackets.
Yeah, see, now we're talking. That makes sense. That's
Single A affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. North Augusta. South Carolina. Oh, they're ripping off Georgia. They're not even from Georgia.
Did you mention
they're from South Carolina?
Did you mention like the Rumble Ponies and the Rubber Ducks, that kind of thing?
He said Rumble Ponies. Yeah.
I brought the Akron Rubber Ducks. What the hell's that? Modesto Nuts. Yeah, that makes sense. Sell what you sell. They're selling nuts over there. Modesto Nuts.
The pistachio capital in Modesto. A lot of nuts.
70 to 62 right now for LA over Golden State in the WNBA. I don't know if this game's going to get over the number, actually. Hopefully we can cover the 6. All right, so we got Tony Finn in the house with us. Let's get a baseball update, and we'll go over our Preakness picks again. PGA Championship. But, Tony, I swear, if you bring up any Russian golfer jokes, I'm cutting your mic myself.
How about a scratched horse? I'll bring up a scratched horse. Let me look that up first, too.
Oh, yeah. You want to offer us a pick for the Preakness? 4-0 for the Giants over the Athletics. 5-0 for the D-backs. Wow, look at these scores. 4-0 Giants over the A's. 5-0 D-backs over the Rockies. 5-0 Mariners over San Diego. And in the big surprise of the night, the LA Angels beating the LA Dodgers 4-1 right now in the 6th inning. Dodgers currently plus 230. They were massive favorites tonight, guys, the Dodgers. But we see this. I tell people this all the time. The Dodgers will lose game 1 to a bad team of a series, and then they'll murder them in the next 2 games. That's what they did earlier in the week to the Athletics. And now the Dodgers will kill the Angels tomorrow, I think. Tony, what do you think?
Yeah, this is a game I was just looking at that game. Cam gave. I was looking for I'd like to play Kershaw to record the victory, basically to record a win.
Oh, that's right. Kershaw's back tomorrow. That's right. It's his first start. Yeah.
However, I asked the commish. He's not absolutely certain how long or how many pitches, whether he's on pitch count, what's the situation exactly with Kershaw. So a little more research is probably in order before I do anything, any dive in.
He probably only goes 3, Tony.
Yeah, I think you might. So it's hard to record a win that way. So, yeah, but the number on them is ridiculous. I mean, you can look at -2.5 is only paying plus 120, 125 or 130. So that's the kind of favorite.
Oh, you're betting on the offense tomorrow because, it's a bullpen game. Like Kershaw, it's his first game back. They're not going to want to roll him out there for 5, even if he looks good. Maybe 4 type of deal. All right, you know what I mean? Twice through the order, but definitely not 3. Maybe twice through the order. But you don't want to overdo it and overdo it. I think the offense will show up tomorrow. I've always told you guys this. It's one of those deals. Like, I guess it was good for the Leafs tonight, a good omen that the Blue Jays lost because they're not both going to win. So you got the Detroit Tigers tomorrow, Olsen versus Berger. And, Tony, you brought up the Pacers' record. And as I was saying, they're the 4th best team in the NBA since January 1st. They started off the season 10-15. First 25 games since then have been the best, 4th best team in the NBA. If you look at the Detroit Tigers record, and don't forget, I bring this up, guys, they opened up the season against the Los Angeles Dodgers, all right? The Dodgers played in Tokyo, then they went to L.A., and they played 3 games against the Detroit Tigers. The Dodgers won all 3 games. Since then, the Detroit Tigers are 30-12. They're 30-15 on the season, but they've won 30 of their last 42 their last 42 games since losing the first 3 games. Like literally, other than the Dodgers, Tony, the Detroit Tigers are the hottest team in baseball this year.
Without question. And we talked a little. I talked at length about this on another program. So if Detroit continues to hit like they're hitting, they may end up with the best record in baseball. I just don't think that happens. It goes around, comes around.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Jason Tatum underwent surgery to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. That is obviously a season-ending injury, and that's long rehab. You're talking
that's a year.
That's a year.
I don't wish that on anybody. I don't. I hate that Achilles, knees and ankles. I don't like talking about them. I've said it a million times. But screw the Celtics.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, we don't have enough time for the dumbest name in sport debate, but a lot of people are saying the Anaheim Ducks. Yeah, it's not a lot of ducks in Anaheim, but they had the movie, The Mighty Ducks. At least they dropped the mighty thing, right? It's just the Anaheim Ducks, and the Ducks jerseys and logo is cool, and I like Ducks, so I'm gonna say back off the Ducks. I approve of the Ducks. Now that I think about it, actually. I have to say the Utah Jazz might be the dumbest name in sports. Come on.
Yeah,
You're
the New Orleans
Jazz.
Jazz.
Nothing to do with Jazz. That's
Jazz.
terrible.
It was.
No, they're the Utah Mormons, man.
And Cam, you brought up the Pelicans. Somebody was you like the Pelicans. The New Orleans. That's what they should be called, not the Pelicans. The New Orleans Jazz. They play Jazz. All right, we got a Smiley Kaufman video coming up. Cam, what's your pick? Who's going to win the? Who's going to win quickly? Who's going to win the PGA Championship?
I got DeChambeau, but John Rahm looks pretty good live at 30-1.
I hate to be such a public mark here, guys, but I'm going to say that, Scotty Scheffler's coming on, Cam. God, he's only plus 225.
He's right high. See the guys who missed the cut? All the big names, guys.
Imagine we parlayed that. I'm getting killed. I bet there'd be no hole in one. There's already been many holes in one. Tony, best bet tomorrow, baseball?
Yeah, sorry, we got best bet, Tony. Best bet.
Best bet in baseball tomorrow.
Oh, the Dodgers. They're not losing Kershaw's return. The Dodgers now again. Let's make it minus 2.5 plus 130. There you go.
All right. Let me know, Tommy, when we're going and when we're out here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you got the Winnipeg Jets and the Dallas Stars. Winnipeg Jets shock the world, baby. Plus 130, and they setting this to 7, just like the Toronto Maple Leafs did tonight. And go Leafs, go Sunday. They beat the Panthers. Smiley Kaufman.
The place that was the headline of the day, at least in my opinion and most of golf Twitter, golf media out there, mud balls, okay? And so I'm going to read you first a quote from Scotty Scheffler following his round, and I'd like to hear your reaction to that, and then we're going to go to Xander Schauffele after that. So this is a long quote from Scotty. He said, I think when you're looking at the purest forms of golf, if you're going to go play links golf, there's absolutely no reason on a links golf course you should play the ball up. It doesn't matter how much rain they get. The course can be flooded underwater, and the ball is still going to bounce somehow because of the way the turf is and the ground underneath the turf. In American golf, it's significantly different when you have overseeded fairways that are not sand-capped. There's going to be a lot of mud on the ball, and that's just part of it. When you think about the purest test of golf, I don't personally think that hitting the ball in the middle of the fairway you should get punished for. On a golf course as good of condition as this one is, speaking of Quail Hollow, this is probably a situation in which it would be the least likely difference in playing it up, because most of the lies you get out here are all really good. So I understand how a golf purist would be, play it as it lies, but I don't think they understand what it's like literally working your entire life to learn how to hit a golf ball and control it and hit shots and control distance, and all of a sudden, due to a rules decision that is completely taken away from us by chance. What are your reflections on that comment, specifically what he's talking about in terms of why this golf course playing preferred lies really wouldn't make a ton of difference?
Well, I want to see how many fairways that Scotty Scheffler hit today. That's be the first place I start. He hit 10 out of 14 fairways, which is a really solid number for a player that driving distance wise, he's, in the top 10, 15% of distance off the tee. So I'd be frustrated too. I mean, he still shot 200. He's not out of this golf tournament by any means. He's actually in a great spot. Three currently, or I guess, is Cam Davis, is he at 6?
Cam is at 5. Ryan Gerard posted 5.
Well,
there's 3 shots off the lead. And he, by the way, while you're talking, I believe he is at the shortest odds on DraftKings Sportsbook. Last I checked, I think he was like plus 320. It's 3 shots off the lead. So I think
it's gone down, yeah. So, I would say that if this
plus 330, I'm sorry.
If this was a PGA Tour event today, they would have played it up. I say that, like, you're not supposed to necessarily play it up for mud balls, but the PGA Tour is really good about listening to the players and kind of just protecting themselves against the conversation being around mud balls. And I think the storyline today, besides the leaderboard being interesting and different, is the conditions in which they played on this golf course. And I think that takes away from the event. I wish the conversations more so today would just be about, okay, the best players in the world and all the players in the top 10, top 20 didn't play great. Now, unfortunately, the conversation is, oh, the top 20 in the world didn't play well because of this, which, fair or not fair, everybody played, well, I guess it's hard to say because